Hello friends, my name is Rhiannon, and today we are going to be talking about your NaNoWriMo toolkit. It is October 1st, which means it is officially Preptober, the month where we gear up for the biggest writing month of the year, November. As we prepare for National Novel Writing Month, I want to discuss the ultimate toolkit, which will supercharge your writing process. So let's get into it and make sure that you are armed with everything you need for a successful writing season. As we are in Preptober, let's start out with tools for outlining and planning. Personally, I'll let you know right now, I am super basic with everything, so I'm not a big techie when it comes to my writing, even though I do spend a lot of time on my computer doing it. I've experimented with various options, but in the end, I always wind up just using a physical notebook sometimes and Microsoft Word. But that may not be for you, so if you're looking for some digital tools which will help with your outlining and preparation process, I will try to point you in the right direction with 3 apps, which are Evernote, Notion, and Asana. Evernote is your go-to for organized writing. When you sign up, you can sync across devices and explore notes, notebooks, tags, and shortcuts. Notebooks are like virtual binders within the app, and you can add tags within them for easy searching. To get writing, all you need to do is click New Note, add a title, and start being creative. But this is not just a text-based app. You can enhance your notes with media, and if you're stuck, there are templates as well, so you're not going to be starting from scratch with your format. Evernote's search function is also really well put together, and you can share notes with others too if you're feeling collaborative. Now, Notion. As a multifaceted workspace, Notion consolidates essential elements like character profiles, plot outlines, and research details, eliminating the chaos of multiple open tabs. With built-in plugins and integrations, it can connect seamlessly with tools like Google Drive and Miro, fostering a comprehensive writing environment. You can also capitalize on Notion's flexibility to set goals, develop characters, plot your stories, organize research, and just generally track progress. The platform's versatility extends to creating marketing plans, managing drafts, and even storing sudden bursts of inspiration. And like Evernote, Notion also has templates if you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed and you're not quite sure how to start your process with the app. Lastly, kind of a dark horse, which is Asana. Generally, this is a project management tool used with co-working teams. I use it a lot for plotting social media and things like that. But it is actually an amazing tool for writers as well. You can create a project dedicated to your novel, subdivide it into sections like characters, plot points, and scenes, and then you can assign each character a task which details their development arc and key traits. Tasks within the plot point section help outline major events, ensuring a more coherent narrative flow. Asana's task dependencies feature will aid in establishing the sequence of events, and the comments section can then act as a sort of virtual brainstorming hub for collaborative ideas, or even just your ideas. With due dates and progress tracking, Asana will make your plotting and outlining a really visual process, supporting organization and productivity. Now, this is definitely going to be different for everyone. For me, I create a lot of fantasy worlds, so my research is all over the place. The story I'm working on right now is Centera, and let's just get the little announcement in here right now. That is going to be my project for NaNoWriMo. I am actually doing REFERRALS for the first time. I've done a couple years and camp of doing, a fresh draft, but this time I really need to finish this up, so I'm going to be rebelling it up. So anyway, in Centera, I researched the cities that my main characters are from before they travel to Centera. So this involved a lot of travel guides and Google Maps. And I also researched mythical creatures that might be in those areas to see which ones might appear before they go on their journey. No matter what you're writing, you're likely to have some kind of research worked in there, even if it is just scrolling Pinterest for visuals. So yes, I would absolutely recommend Pinterest. On the official NaNoWriMo website, you can even link your Pinterest board that's associated with your story in your project, along with a Spotify playlist, which I find to be really fun. I know it's probably not everyone's cup of tea, especially more like serious writers, but if you're in the fantasy or YA world, it's really quite perfect. Now, if you are doing more serious adult level writing and you're really worried about accuracy, then Google Scholar is going to be your gateway to academia. I plan to explore this tool quite a bit as I get further into writing Eternity, which is a series that often features ancient Rome and Egypt, so I want to dig into that quite a bit and be very accurate with what I do write. So ideally during NaNoWriMo, you're going to be honing your craft. Sure, there is a lot of speed drafting involved, but you're going to be building your creative ability even if you are speeding along. You would be surprised at the brilliant sentences that can appear when you're trying to get that perfect paragraph out in a 15-minute sprint. If you would like to buff up on some skills before November hits, I always recommend, as does the NaNoWriMo organization itself, Save the Cat by Blake Snyder. Save the Cat offers a concise and insightful approach to storytelling using methods like the beat sheet, which provides a structured framework for crafting engaging narratives. Emphasizing character likability and clear story arcs, the book will help you create compelling protagonists as well as interesting plots. It is really accessible and practical, which makes it a great read for any writer, no matter what level you're at. If you are looking for grammar assists to help you out as you speed through your 50,000 words, Grammarly is, of course, a great option, acting as your personal editor, catching those pesky grammar and spelling errors. Another option, though one you might want to wait on until the editing phase, is the Hemingway editor. This web and desktop app steps in to improve your writing's conciseness and readability by highlighting complex sentences. So in many cases, you're going to wind up with a smaller word count, which is not quite the goal during November. I will give this one tip to anyone who is a first-time Rimo, and this is a tip that my fellow Montreal MLs gave to me, and that is do not go back and edit while you are writing that first draft. Just keep going. You want your word count. If you write something that you hate, you can strike it through and just keep going. But I do bring up the Hemingway editor because it's one that I think is really useful for a lot of people if you are more of a rambler and don't necessarily want that in your writing. When it comes to doing the thing, actually drafting your novel, we should talk about hardware and software. A good laptop tends to be the writer's primary companion these days, but I've had friends who have made an attempt at using a typewriter through November or even their phone. I could never, but, you know, different strokes and all that. If you have trouble writing on a device that has internet but don't want to give up your modern keyboard, then you can look into a few devices that provide that keyboard and screen effect and the speed that comes with it without an internet connection. Some of these are the AlphaSmart word processor, the FreeWrite e-ink screen and keyboard, and Pomera. And honestly, it can be nice to do some of your writing by hand in a notebook, even though doing the whole 50,000 words would be a little much. I personally do find that when I'm writing more emotional scenes or, you know, artistic scenes that I want to craft with care, they come out better when I'm channeling my thoughts like directly through my hand and the pen right onto paper. I don't know why. But no matter what you do choose, the best device is going to be the one that helps you to complete your NaNoWriMo with the least amount of technical stress. Moving on to software. Scrivener is really the heavyweight champion of writing software. It's not just a word processor, it is your writing command center. This versatile writing software provides really robust tools for organization, research, and composition. With it, you can outline, draft, and edit within a single platform, arranging content in a flexible structure. With features like split-screen editing, research file integration, and character as well as plot organization, Scrivener aids in managing simple to very complex projects. It also facilitates seamless manuscript formatting and has really good export options, which adds just a whole another level of help for the editing process for novelists, academics, and other content creators. Heads up, however, the license does cost $84.99 Canadian, though I think that there may be a free trial if you want to give it a shot. And the NaNoWriMo website itself, when you complete the month, they have a discount that you can get for it, or they have in past years anyway, though that will not help you right now in Preptober. So you can also go with Microsoft Word and Google Docs, which is what I do. These options are straightforward, widely used, and can handle all of your basic writing and editing needs. Time is of the essence during NaNoWriMo. Writing 50,000 words in 1 month, and ideally having those 50,000 words tell a complete story from beginning to end, is a big ask. So you're going to need to keep yourself honest and on schedule if you're going to get it down. To start off, the NaNoWriMo website itself is something that I just love. There's a section there where you can put your word count in each day and it updates as you go, not just tallying it, but letting you know how much you have left to do and recalculating each day to tell you how many words you're gonna have to write every day until the end of the month. For when you're actually in the weeds, Pomodone, a Pomodoro timer app, ensures that your writing sprints are focused and productive. The Pomodoro technique is a time management method based on 25-minute stretches of focused work divided by 5-minute breaks. Longer breaks, typically 15 to 30 minutes, are taken after 4 consecutive work intervals. Personally, I don't really work this way unless I'm doing sprints with other writers. But I know that many people have found it really useful to get themselves into work mode. And of course, if you are looking for a community to sprint with, you should join my Discord server, where I will be sprinting most Tuesday nights. Writing buddies are your real secret weapon for motivation. Okay, so I have been asked by more than one person what my backup method is. It seems that many of us are out there trying to find the answer, but I don't think that there really is one solid answer. Certainly Drive and Cloud are out there and they're the most obvious ones, also external hard drives. But in the end, personally, and from what I gather from others as well, it's all about your personal level of paranoia. For me, I had a bad experience with Drive once where I was saving the same file for months and it was fine, and then one day, poof, it was gone. So I just don't trust the cloud. And though I know this is a form of the cloud as well, I do a lot of emailing of my work to myself. It's a bit messy, but somehow it's comforting to me. Also, I work between a desktop as well as a laptop computer, so I need to be able to access the same document on each and just prefer to email it back and forth rather than having it in the cloud. Writing can be a solitary journey, but it doesn't always have to be. Join the NaNoWriMo website for resources, forums, and writing buddies. Get into Reddit communities like r/writing and r/NaNoWriMo for advice and support. And do not forget the vibrant writing communities that exist on Discord. As I mentioned, there's mine, but there are others as well. And I've never come across one that's not super welcoming. It's just about finding the one that feels the most like home for you. Writing is a marathon, not a sprint, even though we sometimes do sprint. Keep the caffeine or tea flowing for those late night sessions. Invest in ergonomic furniture for physical comfort during those long writing stints. And don't forget to stretch both your body and your imagination. Your health is just as important as your word count. By getting up and moving around for at least 5 to 10 minutes every hour, you can improve circulation, reduce potential muscle stiffness, and lower the risk of chronic health conditions developing, believe it or not. Try setting a timer on your phone to remember. Last but not least, I always stress how important it is to celebrate, even small victories. While NaNoWriMo is a project with a very large goal which we all want to win, keep in mind that participating in a way is a win. If you can get yourself writing more than you were prior and start building a routine, you're doing great, even if you don't reach those 50K words or completely finish the first draft of your novel. You have made a start, and that is important. Be sure to reward yourself and mark milestones. I like to vlog and check in with myself weekly to really acknowledge what I've done in the past 7 days and not just run headlong forward. And then I wrap up the month with a glass of champagne. Remember, this toolkit is a guide, not a rulebook. Tailor it to fit your unique writing style and needs. NaNoWriMo is about dedication and discipline, but also finding inspiration and creativity every day. So find the tools that work best for you and let your creativity flow. With that, thank you so much for stopping by. If you've been here a while, thank you for sticking around. If you're new, thank you for watching. As always, please remember to like, subscribe, and hit the bell button so you actually get notified when I post new videos. And I hope that you are having a day that is just as wonderful as you are. Bye.
The code is more what you'd call guidelines than actual rules. Welcome aboard the Black Pearl, Miss Turner.